Hi creative one, you're welcome back to my channel at UNC Thrills and a happy new year to you. So join me today and let me show you how to make a straight leg palazzo pant. So I'll be working with 2.5 yards of a fabric here for the size of my client, right? Okay, so and first of all we cut for the front. I have a fabric here that is unfold already. It's unfold this way. So to know the amount to be on this fold, at least you should use the hip circumference divided by 4, then plus maybe 6 inches, depending on how wide you want the palazzo pant to be. First of all, I'll mark the ½ inch starting point line, which is just a straight line for a straight start. And then I want the band of this trouser to be 2 inches, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'll place this 2 inches on this line that I marked here, and then I'll mark my waist, because this is waist to hip, and the waist to hip is 10.5 inches. The next is the waist to the crotch length, and in my case, I'll divide my hip circumference divided by 4. Whatever I have, that is what I'm going to use. And the hip circumference is 51 inches divided by 4 is 12.75 inches. Okay, so that will be my crotch depth. Another way you can do this is just let a client sit on a flat surface, then you measure from the waist to the top of the chair. All right, that's another way you can measure this. Then the length of this palazzo pant is going to be 44 inches. 44 inches is here. I'll just add 1.5 inches hemming allowance. I'll go ahead and draw my line. So this is going to be the side of my trouser. I'll just mark 1 inch straight because we'll need side allowance, right? You can use ½ inch and I'll connect this straight down. I'm done with that. Then for the waist, hip and crotch box, remember this is waist, hip and crotch. You're going to divide your hip circumference by 4, and like I said already, it is 12.75 inches. So I'm going to add just ½ inch for ease. So from here, I'm going to mark 13.25, 13.25, 13.25 here too. I'll rule my line. Then the next thing is on this crotch line, for the crotch extension, usually what I do is divide my hip circumference again by 4. Whatever I have, I still divide it by 4 again. And in my case, it's approximately 3.2 inches. So from here, that is the extension on the crotch line, please. I'll mark 3.2 right here. Then on this hip, I'll just come out by ½ inch. The reason is just that we don't want to create a sharp curve, all right? And I'll create a curve into this space. Here, then into the line. Now I'm coming to the waist. The waist circumference is 42 inches. Divided by 4 is 10.5 inches. But this will have that of 1 inch. So that replacement of 1 inch is going to be 11.5 inches. Then the waist to knee of my client is 22 inches. This is only necessary if you want to shape it down a little bit. But if you don't want it, just whatever you have here, you can just take it down straight. Take this side straight, to give you that kind of wide leg shape. But I want to shape my own a little bit. So like I said, this is the knee line, 22 inches. So you see this crotch line, from this point to this point, you find the middle, just make your tape like this, find the midpoint. This is just going to be a guide for us. I've marked it out and I will measure from here to here. Please neglect the allowance. I have 8.625. I'm going to mark the same thing down here. This will give us the midpoint. I'll mark it here too. So this is where we are going to impute our darts. I'll mark it at the down part and then draw a straight line. So if you want your trouser to have a ghetto line, this is how to know the center. This is it. Then the knee circumference of my client is 22 inches. And this is one part of the trouser, right? So 22 inches divided by 2. That's for the front and the back is 11 inches. Then for the front side, I'm going to divide that 11 inches between these parts. That's why we need this center line. Okay, so 11 inches divided by 2 is 5.5, right? I'll place that 5.5 in the midpoint. This is it here. So I'll mark here, and then here I'll mark 11 inches. But this is not going to be a tapered trouser. It's not going to be a body fit. So I'll add half inch at each side of this. Initially I added 1.5, but I observed it was too big, so I had to reduce it later by I made it half inch. Then I will connect from here to this point. Okay, so this same thing I have here, just find a way to mark it straight down to the hemline. Maybe just find what is left here. I'll measure it and it is 1.25. So I'll go to the hem and mark 1.25. Remember, I'm disregarding the allowance. I'll mark 1.25. Then measure here too. On the hemline, I'll mark the same thing here. So I've gotten it, then I'll take it straight down. I hope you can see that. Then at this point, I'll just connect it into this place. That's just it. Now coming to this part, remember we replaced our dart already. So on this part, I'll go out half an inch, just our regular dart intake, half an inch on each side. And then I will come down with 4 inches. Connect our waist, shape it into this space. So this is our trouser now. Then we need to go down because of our stomach, our belly. We need to go down here by 1 inch, but I'll cut it out after we must have cut on the front. We'll go ahead and add our allowances. At this point, half inch sewing allowance at this side. Just go out with half of an inch. At the side of the trouser, I want to use 1 inch instead of half inch. So I'll come out here by 1 inch. That's why I gave 1 inch before starting. So 1 inch, I'm marking it. You follow the shape of the trouser and just mark 1 inch, 1 inch, 1 inch. So I'll go off camera and I'll do this. All right, I don't know if this is visible enough, but I used another color of chalk to highlight the allowance. Here we go for the front. You can see. So let me place this on the back side. So I have another fabric here on fold also, and I've placed the front on it. Now you have to note this. For the back, the difference is that let the upper part be in excess by whatever you have as your crotch extension. In my case, remember the crotch extension for the front is 3.2, right? So make sure you have up to that here, and also you have to be in excess on the side by in my case I'm using half of an inch. Then at this side maybe 2 to 3 inches. So you would observe that I joined fabric here, to make it up to that amount. Then the crotch extension for the front, for the back, just go ahead and add 2 inches to whatever you have for the front. Remember, I've already added allowance here, so I'm just going to take it out. All right, let me draw a straight line first. Then I'll add 2 inches, that is here. To help this trouser to sit very well, from this line, come down with half of an inch. All these little things, they have effects. And then, like I said, at this upper part, I'm just going to go up with 3.25. Remember, I have allowance here already, so I can still hide it and then go up by 3.25, that crotch extension for the front. This is just kind of a formula to help you out. Now connect these to the waist. That is before allowance. Let me extend this line up. We'll go ahead and draw our crotch curve. So just to help you, you can come out here with 1 inch or whatever. I'll take this out for view, and then remember we are connecting here. You can see how it looks like. For the back, it's usually more than the front with half of an inch on the sides, half of an inch this side, half of an inch this side. All right. So for that reason, I will just come out here with half of an inch. That means we already have our allowance, but I'll just go out with half of an inch. Like I said, it's usually bigger with half inch. So I'll mark half inch all the way down. Same thing on this side, just half inch. Remember, we already have our 1 inch side allowance. Let me just straight away add my half inch sewing allowance here, and then I'll connect. That's it for the back around here. Here too, half of an inch. All right, I hope you can see that. So for our dart, I'll measure the space I have here, So it is 5.25. I'll measure it here to 5.25. We take the angle because this is now on an angle. Let's follow the angle 5.25. So just our normal dart, half inch on both sides. The dart length of the back, I'll use 6 inches. Then our half an inch sewing allowance. Let me take out the front so we can see it very well. Then I'll go ahead and cut. But now to complete the front, remember we went down with 1 inch, right? From here, I'll go down with 1 inch. Just connect this into the waist line. Like I said, because of the belly, to help the belly sit properly, then I'll go ahead and cut. Mark my darts. Now that we are done cutting, it's sewing time. And the first thing first, the front is still lying right side to each other. I'm going to join it at the crotch line with the half an inch sewing allowance that we gave. When I'm done, I will do the same thing for the back. Join it with the half an inch sewing allowance. And then I'm also going to take in the darts, both for the front and for the back. I'm done with that, as you can see. And I've also taken in the darts, both for the front and the back. So the next thing is to join it at the inseam. So you place it right side facing right side. Match the crotch to crotch. Make sure it is matching. You can go ahead and pin it, right? Towards this way, you align it down to the hem, okay? You pin it as you align. Then I'm going to sew with half of an inch sewing allowance. Remember, making sure that this is aligned. Sew down to the other side. So I'm done joining it at the inseam. The next thing is to join it at the side. So you just place it, of course, right side to right side. And I gave half 1 inch side allowance, right? I will sew it down with 1 inch. Then, because this is going to have a side zip, what I'll do is on one side, I'm going to, this is my hip line, right? I'm going to start after the hip line and I will sew down with 1 inch side allowance. All right, I'm done joining it at the side, as you can see. And I left this part just like I told you. So the next thing, I'm going to attach our band. So I have a long fabric here and it is on fold. Like I told us, I want the band to be 2 inches. So what I have here is 2.5 inches. Half inch is to join it to this waist, okay? And if you notice, I ironed the softest paper stay on one part of this. Just make sure it is long enough to cover the waist. So I had to join it at some point. So this join part, I'll align it at the side. Right side facing right side. Align it here, pin. I'll go ahead and attach my zipper. So if you don't know how to attach zip, I will link it at just click on the top right now. Click on the link there. It will take you to how to attach zipper. after attaching the zipper, I'll go ahead and hem this pant. Remember I gave 1.5 inches sewing hemming allowance, right? So I'll hem it by folding one to that line, then folding again, and that's how I'll sew it round. Okay there, I'm done sewing. As I told us, you can see this is this is the waistband. I'll go ahead and serge the raw edges, and this is my zip. I've attached the zipper, so I'll go ahead and just iron this very well. If you notice, the back side is more than the front side, like I said, by 1/2 inch on each side. All right, I know this video is worth your time, so please go ahead and like, subscribe, and please share. If you have any question, drop it in the comment section. I'm waiting for you to like. Are you done? Go ahead and subscribe. Next, share. So see you in my next one. I also have a kimono jacket. As you can see on the picture, I have the link. I'll put it up on the top right. Click there to take you to the kimono jacket so that you can make the two pieces together and rock your dress. Bye.